Now I'd like to introduce our next guest, which is Jason Hornor. Jason is a friend of the foundation. Welcome, Jason.
Hello, everyone. Hi, Dan.
And Jason has been involved in a very specific kind of asset-based giving program called crop giving, also known as ag giving. And so, Jason, why don't you just tell us a little bit about your experience of donating some crop, just a kind of an overview of how that worked for you, and why you kind of decided to get involved in crop giving with 10 Talents.
Yes, yeah, we actually started before 10 Talents was formed with Brent when he worked with another donor advised fund. So we started with him around 10 years ago. And he explained it to me one day, and I thought it makes perfect sense. Let's do it. And yeah, the average person that I talk to about this, they they think it sounds a little foreign and complicated, and they're not too sure what to think. Um, but I tell them, no, it's been done for years, and it's very simple. Basically, 10 Talents opened an account at my processor, Raisins in this case, raisin processor. I delivered part of my crop to that account. Then the processor pays 10 Talents for that crop. Then the money is in our giving account at 10 Talents, and we direct how it is sent out at that point over the next year or whatever.
So,
And
so for those that are brand new to this idea, so the idea is you as a farmer at some point during harvest, pre-harvest, you say, "Hey, we'd like to donate a portion of our crop in this next year." Then the foundation receives that, so we don't literally have raisins sitting in our office, but we have a piece of paper that says that you have donated these raisins, and then when it's time to sell, you sell all your raisins. That portion then turns into cash, which then goes into your donor advised fund in the foundation.
exactly.
And what's the other benefit for you, Jason? That one that's really exciting as a farmer for you. What are a couple of benefits from that besides you now have a donation account to give out of?
Well, there's a few different ways to look at it. There's the giving part of it, and then there's also the tax benefit part of it. Which one do you want me to start with?
Start with the tax benefit.
Okay. Um, all right. In this coming tax year, or this current tax year season, the standard deduction for a married couple is 29,200. That means for up to that amount, there is no record keeping of your donations. Um, Nobody gets credit for the first 29,200 unless some people would have mortgage expense in that category, but for anybody that doesn't have mortgage expense, there's no credit given for that. So if somebody, say, a hypothetical example would be a couple that's giving 29,200 in charitable donations. They kept all the receipts, and their tax advisor looks at them and says, "Sorry, this doesn't count for anything. You don't get it. You don't. It didn't benefit you tax wise at all."
Yeah.
But if they would have taken a crop, let's say they had a raisin income coming, and they had donated one load of raisins to their um, 10 Talents account at their
Little
raisin
foundation. Yeah.
processor,
Yeah.
it could have generated about 29,000 worth of income for that account. They would have then been able to direct that money to whatever charities they wanted to give to, and it would have had the same effect as getting a tax deduction for all that giving.
Yeah.
Uh, so it's a much more tax efficient way to give.
Yeah. And Jason, also as a farmer, there are also benefits for you in that you're also reducing your capital gains, correct? Because You're not
Or
taking
it's
it.
income. It's like I said, it's reducing the income
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
by that amount. In the past, I would have just, kept all my receipts of every charitable giving I did
Sure.
and used that to go against my income.
Yeah.
Um, but the way the federal tax law is
Yeah.
now,
Yeah.
it, it's unfortunately um, very against uh, people giving to charity. It's
Yeah.
very disadvantageous
Yeah. Yeah.
right now to give to charity. It's not encouraging charitable
Yeah.
giving.
Yeah. But
But
you
that's
also are writing off all the expenses as well as part of that.
right,
That's the other
right,
advantage, correct? Yeah.
right, right.
Great. Tell us a little bit about, just from a giving standpoint, what it's meant for you and your family. Now that, so you're going and doing this number of years. So every year you donate a portion of your crop, you're getting some tax benefits, but you're also now becoming, the ability for you and your family to give out of the proceeds of that donation. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, and this didn't hit me till later, but Proverbs 3:9 says, "Honor the Lord with your wealth, with the first fruits of all your crops."
Mm,
And it kind of hit me later that, wow, that's kind of literally what we're doing. It's
mm,
it's first fruits of our crops before we even see the money. It's gone. It's given to God,
mm,
and um, that's, I just think there's something special about that. It's not, holding on to our money till the end of the year and then deciding what are we going to do to it, how we're going to get a tax write off. It
yeah.
our first money goes to God, not our last. And it's been a blessing. And
Mm,
uh, also another side thing I benefit I didn't think of it first, but I kind of like having this separate account.
mm,
It's This account has our money that's committed to ministry giving.
mm,
It's not just all lumped in with my bank account. I
yeah.
can't accidentally spend it or do something else with it before it's time to give.
Yeah.
And so it keeps me accountable. Yeah,
Mm,
we decide early on, okay, this is the amount and we're sticking with it. The money's gone. I can't change my mind. And I never have changed my mind. I've never
yeah.
regretted one bit of the giving to this account.
That's great. And if this is your first time on a 10 Talents webinar, we did a prior webinar on donor advised fund, which is what Jason's referring to. And you can certainly get more information about that on our website and access that previous webinar, which is all about how to utilize a donor advised fund, which is in a sense a charitable savings account that Jason and your family, and now you also are involving your kids a little bit now with their giving and things like
Mhm.
that, correct?
Correct.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
a son just opened an account.
yeah. So really, I think the takeaway for you, Jason, would be for those that represent nonprofits, maybe encouraging some of their donors who are farmers to learn more about the program, and then there's anybody that's in farming themselves to look more into crop giving as a really effective asset-based giving tool.
Yeah, I've been surprised at how few people, actually, I don't think I've ever met anybody that knew about this.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
totally new. I mean, I think there's a lot of people that could benefit from this that have no
yeah.
idea this exists.
Good. Good. Well, thank you. Anything else you'd like to add about your experience with crop giving, Jason?
Um, that's it. I
Okay.
think the tax savings they have encouraged us to increase our giving, and
Yeah.
I plan to continue to increase it.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah,
Great. Well,
I haven't regretted one bit of it. It's been
that's great.
really good for us.
Yeah. Well, thank you.